Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Sauls, the host of the Daniel Sauls Show, and I'm back here with another video for y'all guys once again. And today is the 30th of July, and last night on July 29th, the welterweight championship of the world took place in Las Vegas in the T-Mobile Arena, and it was Errol Spence Jr. against Terence Crawford. And that fight going in was supposed to be a 50-50 fight. That fight was supposed to be one of the biggest fights in today's era and in the last decade or so. This was supposed to be the biggest fight since Pacquiao and Mayweather, and we've been wanting this fight for 10 years now. It's been crazy. It's been electrifying. The hype behind it was crazy. Everything. Going into this fight, though, there was two things that I saw before I get into what actually happened in my reaction to the fight and its outcome. Going into the fight, Terence Crawford looked very calm. In all the press conferences and all the questions from the media, he looked really calm. He didn't look disturbed. He didn't look nervous. He didn't look like anything like that. He was calm. He was fine. He was ready to go. And that showed. But when you look at Spence, he looked nervous. He looked like he didn't know what to say. He didn't look confident. He looked like he was trying to be confident, but he knew something was going to happen. He knew it. The look on his face, he knew it. Then walking into the arena, obviously, he gets to introduce first, Errol Spence. You could see from the start, his face, he doesn't look right. He looks nervous. He looks like he's trying to be composed, and he's trying to compose himself, and he just can't. He knows deep down inside he doesn't look right. And Eminem Lee walks out with Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford looks so calm. He looks like he's so locked in. He's focused on what's about to happen. And then there goes round one. Here we go. This is for all of the belts. This is for all the welterweight belts. The IBF, WBC, WBO, and WBA. And the first round, to most people, went to Errol Spence Jr. I felt like that round, always the first round, is always where you feel the person out. You like to see what they're gonna do, and you want to try and read what they're, just read everything, try and collect data and see what they're doing, right? And that's what most fighters do. That's what the fight game is about. And that round went to Spence. He threw more punches. He was using his jab a lot. Everything looked fine. He looked like he was ready. He looked like he was calm in the first round. Then the second round. There's about a little less than 20 seconds left. He gets knocked down. Terence Crawford throws a jab and then a cross. The jab misses him, hits his shoulder or his neck. And then Terence throws a cross real fast too. Hits Spence right in the jaw. He goes down. I don't think it hurt him. I think it just surprised him. And so he went down and he lost his footing. But that whole knockdown in that second round changed everything. It changed everything. It changed everything about that fight and what led up to a complete domination. Okay, this was a complete domination. There was no Errol Spence Jr. in this fight. It was Bud Crawford all day, every day in this fight. He was the one controlling the fight. He was the one that took control from round 2 and on, and it never went away. Terence Crawford made it look so easy. And when you look at these two guys' resume, both of them are knockout artists. Both of them are good fighters. They're undefeated. And then they go in this fight. It was a 50-50 fight. Terence Crawford had the slight edge over Errol Spence in the betting odds and everything. He was the slight favorite. And it all came down to just who was the better man. But in this fight, there was just no fight. It was just straight up pure domination from the start. And I couldn't believe what I was watching because I actually thought for a second that Errol Spence Jr. had a chance. And I'm going to compare this fight to Ryan Garcia versus Tank for a second. Going into the Tank and Ryan fight, everybody was like, Tank is definitely the favorite. Ryan's a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but, he's not on Tank's level. And that's true. That's true. But in the fight, Ryan won round 1 just like Spence did. But Ryan got taken down in the 7th round. And he won 2 rounds going on winning that 3rd round. And that's the thing, is that when he got knocked out, that liver shot, he was winning that round. And then he got caught. If he wouldn't have got caught, he would have won that round. That's 3 rounds in 7. So it's 4-7, or 4-3. So it's pretty close. Spence got knocked out in the 9th round. He won the 1st round. All other 8 rounds went to Terence Crawford, and it wasn't even close. This fight was not even close. And Terence Crawford looked locked in. He looked incredible. The reason why Terence Crawford won is very simple. They're on completely different levels, but they're also completely different fight styles. Their styles of fighting are completely different. Terence Crawford has speed. He's got precision. He's got power. He's got experience, all on Spence Jr. But the reason why Spence Jr. couldn't really get in a rhythm is because Errol Spence Jr. likes to fight in the middle of the ring and lean on you, and he likes to hit you with body shots and try and set things up with the jabs, half the time. But he's an infighter. He likes to infight, and he likes to hit you and wear you out, and that's what he does. Well, Terence Crawford was keeping his distance. He's a smaller guy, even though it's not by much. He was a smaller guy, so I don't know why he didn't try to infight. The reason why he didn't infight is because Errol Spence Jr. is an infighter, and he didn't want to play his game. He wanted to do his thing, and his thing is keeping distance. He's going to use his reach advantage on Errol Spence and hit him. And he was precise. He was powerful. He was fast, and it showed. It showed. And that's what you also got to look at, is that he got everything over Errol Spence. And like I said, it was just total domination. It was total domination from the start. And it's sad because Errol Spence Jr. is known for being one of the best welterweights ever and in this era. And he was with Showtime, with Fox, PBC, and he was on these big promotion and all that stuff, all those big companies and everything. He was with Showtime. Bud Crawford, this was his Showtime debut. If he was with Showtime throughout his entire career, he would be so well known and so well respected. Not a lot of people respect Terence Crawford. Not a lot of people actually like watching Terence Crawford. Not a lot of people know about Terence Crawford because he's not out there. Even though he's got 31 knockouts and 40 fights that he won. It's crazy. But Errol Spence Jr. is probably more known than Terence Crawford. But that's because he's with Showtime. That's because he is the guy. Terence Crawford, if he was with Showtime, we might be talking about one of the top 10 greatest fighters of all time when it's all said and done. He's still undefeated, 31 knockouts and 40 wins. It is incredible to watch this guy fight. And when I watched it, Errol Spence Jr. fought Ugas, he fought Danny Garcia, he fought Sean Porter, and all of those guys were champions, and he made them all look terrible. He beat them all up. And Terence Crawford beat up Sean Porter, that we know, and not a lot of other guys, though. That's the thing. That's why Spence has all the belts, or had all the belts. And then Terence Crawford comes in and makes it look easy. He makes Errol Spence look terrible. He made it look so easy. It was honestly one of the most disturbing fights I've ever watched in my life. It was very disturbing. And I could not believe what I was watching. Errol Spence Jr. got embarrassed. And it's hilarious and it's crazy for him to say that he wants a rematch. When they asked him, do you want a rematch? Because it's in the contract, they said that the loser gets to decide if there's an automatic rematch or not. And he said, hell yeah, he wants a rematch. They got to run it back. I honestly don't know if that would be smart. Because if he tries running it back again, he's going to get destroyed. He will look stupid again. Because he's way slower. Their fight styles are completely different. And they don't collide. One is way better than the other one. Even though it works on some people and it doesn't work on other people. This is not a fight style that Spence can use against Terence Crawford. And neither one of them are changing their fight styles. Their styles of fighting is both great and both elite, but completely different. And one is way better than the other one. Maybe if Spence had speed, it would be different. But he's not as fast, not even close. And that's why Errol Spence Jr. lost this fight, because Terence Crawford was faster, he was more powerful, he was more accurate, and he just completely punished Errol Spence Jr. And I don't know what much else to say, because it was, like I said, complete domination. I don't want to see this fight again. If it happens again, I'm not buying it at all, because it was completely terrible. I wanted Errol Spence to win, but he lost. And I'm tired of watching people I want to win lose. But I will definitely watch the highlights and talk to y'all about it if that happens again. But I'm not paying $85 again to watch a terrible fight. It's not happening, because Errol Spence Jr. is not going to win against Terence Crawford. That's his kryptonite. It's Errol Spence Jr.'s kryptonite is Terence Crawford. And everyone knows it. And I don't think Terence Crawford has kryptonite, because he's just that man. To be honest with you, I love Tank Davis. I love Garcia. I love Haney. I like Loma. I like Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. I like, Canelo's my favorite. I like Caleb Plant. I like David Benavidez, all of that. I like Errol Spence Jr. I really do. He's one of my favorite fighters. But at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but if I'm going to be honest with you, Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. He is the best fighter in the world. Number one boxer right now. Without question. No debate about who's the best. It's Terence Crawford. And he proved it last night to everyone in America, because everyone in America was watching, because this was one of the biggest fights ever. And it is history, because Terence Crawford made Errol Spence Jr. look like a fool. And you are foolish to believe that if they run it back one or two more times, Errol Spence Jr. will even get close, because it will be a mockery. It will be terrible once Errol Spence Jr. loses again and again, because this time was not it. Errol Spence Jr. got exposed. Terence Crawford's just the best boxer in the world, and that's all you really got to say. I don't have anything else to say, because that was just completely terrible. That was the worst fight I've ever seen. It was one-sided the entire time. Kudos to Terence Crawford, but god damn, that was a terrible, terrible outcome. Terence Crawford just dominated from start to finish. Unbelievable. I'm Daniel Saul, the host of the Daniel Saul Show. And I'll be back here with another video for y'all guys once again. Most likely on Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. And I'll be back. Peace out.